I'm Michelle from michellefromowitz.com. Today I'm going to be talking about mental health therapy and counseling. If you're currently seeking mental health therapy or counseling, I just want to commend you because that is really difficult to admit that you want help. I also think you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there who are thinking about mental health therapy and counseling. A lot of people unfortunately associate counseling with being crazy, but in reality, over 45% of adults in their lifetime experience a mental health disorder. Often, people will seek therapy or counseling after a traumatic event, such as a loss of a family member, experiencing war, being raped, or after a violent crime. People can also explore mental health counseling or therapy even when they're not going through an emotional crisis. Many people have used psychotherapy to help them explore their mind, to seek new perspectives, and to explore their creativity. Additionally, people can seek mental health counseling or therapy to meet specific goals, such as changing your career, finding a job, losing weight, improving relationships with your friends and family, quitting smoking, or eliminating other bad habits and addictions. A lot of people don't know what mental health counseling or therapy actually is. There's a lot of terminology that gets confused. For example, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor who is able to prescribe medicine. There are many mental illnesses that can be controlled with medication. In addition, people who may experience overwhelming physical symptoms resulting from depression or anxiety may find temporary relief in medication. Unfortunately, many psychiatrists don't offer counseling beyond medication. It is highly recommended that you seek a mental health counselor or therapist if you are seeing a psychiatrist. Further, the terms psychology, therapy, and counseling are often used interchangeably. Psychology is a scientific study of the human mind. This includes the biological functioning of the mind and the resulting behaviors. A psychologist is someone who studies the field of psychology. Many psychologists do not work with patients and do not provide counseling or therapy. Furthermore, counselors and therapists may not be trained in psychology. That does not mean that they're not good counselors. Therapy is simply a treatment, and counselors are anyone who can give advice or guidance. For example, there are school counselors, career counselors, weight loss counselors. There's counselors for almost anything. Because therapy is broadly just a treatment, there are various forms of therapy. Many people often think of psychotherapy, and they envision someone laying on a couch talking to a counselor while they write on a pad of paper. There are various schools of thoughts in psychotherapy. Some psychotherapists believe that it's important to explore the childhood and past of their patients, and this will illuminate the reasoning behind their thinking and their current behaviors. Some therapists focus just on behaviors. They come up with exercises and ways for people to change their immediate thoughts and their behaviors and actions. Most therapists use a combination of these two schools of thought. People can seek therapy individually, with their family, or in a group setting. Group therapy is a great tool. People can often feel alone or unmotivated when they're working towards a specific goal or when they're going through a traumatic experience. When trying to eliminate a bad habit such as smoking or eating too much, group therapy can provide a lot of support and help you stay on the bandwagon. When one goes through a traumatic event, they often feel secluded and alone and like nobody understands them. Being in a group of other individuals who are experiencing the same thing as you can be of great support. Many people explore group therapy in the form of online forums. There's online forums for almost anything. And it is comforting to know that you can find people who feel just like you at the touch of a button. Just take caution that people on these forums are not trained professionals. Further, you don't have to seek a trained professional to have therapy. There are thousands upon thousands of self-help books out there. There are also various forms of alternative therapies which don't involve mental health counseling specifically, but can improve your mental health. I think if something makes you feel better and it doesn't hurt you or anyone else, go for it. Some forms of alternative therapy can include aromatherapy. People who practice aromatherapy believe that certain smells and scents can change your emotions and your general well-being. For example, some people believe that citrus make people feel calm and happy. Other alternative therapies can include yoga, massage, and acupuncture. Another great alternative therapy is pet therapy. Anyone who has a pet can testify to the healing power of pets. Pets are always there for you, they're non-judgmental and unbiased, and they will always love you. One great example of pet therapy is an organization called A Soldier's Best Friend. This organization trains service dogs to help rehabilitate soldiers when they come back from war from Afghanistan or Iraq. Unfortunately, over 20% of soldiers may come back home with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. To learn more about PTSD, a soldier's best friend, and ways to help your troops, please check out my blog at michelfromwhat's.com. If you definitely are going to seek mental health therapy or counseling, one of the biggest factors that leads to your success is choosing the correct therapist or counselor. Many people forget that counselors and therapists are people just like you and me, and they have their own biases and feelings. Another thing to remember is that you're paying for this treatment, and so if you're not getting what you want out of it, you should move on and find another counselor or therapist. For example, after my mother passed away when I was 15, I sought counseling. As an adult, I decided to seek counseling again. During a year period of time, I went through 3 different counselors because I didn't feel like they were helping me. I finally found a counselor that I thought was meeting my goals. Before you even invest in a therapy session with a counselor or therapist, you should screen them with questions. For example, if you're trying to quit smoking, you can ask the therapist, what experience do you have of helping people quit smoking? How many years of experience do you have? What training do you have? What kind of methodologies do you use? What is your success rate? How do you feel about people who smoke? One thing I want to leave you with is that your mental health is part of your general well-being. Just like when you first start going to the gym, you'll be sore and tired and not want to go again. But if you push through it and work hard, you will see results and you will feel better. Counseling is very similar. In the beginning, it may be hard, you may feel sad, you may bring up things that you forgot about or you don't want to talk about. But if you push through and work for these things, you will see results. You will only get better if you want to get better, and you will only change if you want to change. I also want to remind you that you're not alone. There's many people out there who feel like you and who are seeking counseling or therapy just like you are. I also want to say that I am not a doctor or a trained professional. If you have any real questions about your health, please seek your doctor, and if you have an emergency, call 911. If you feel like you need to talk to someone right now, you can go to my blog, michelfromwhat's.com, where I have a list of resources for hotlines that will have someone there to talk to you right now. If you have any questions or would like to leave comments, please leave them below, and don't forget to click the like button.
Okay, group, we have some newcomers here today with us. Say hello to Scott and his father, Mr. Avil?
Evil, actually. Dr. Evil.
Hello, Dr. Evil. Hello, Scott.
Hello, everybody.
So, Scott, why don't we start with you? What brings you here with us today?
Well, I just really met my dad for the first time 5 days ago.
I was partially frozen his whole life.
That is beautiful that you can admit to that.
I just think like he hates me. I really think he wants to kill me.
Now, Scott, we don't want to kill each other in here. We might say that we do sometimes, but we really don't.
Actually, the boy's quite astute. I really am trying to kill him, but so far unsuccessfully. He's quite wily like his old man.